Hello everyone, in this video, I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Moeed Pirzada to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Moeed Pirzada's words. Someone sent me a series of many videos on WhatsApp. All the videos were in the Pashto language, but nowadays, just like that, English translations are also written below Pashto videos. In the first video, I see a young man, barely 20 or 21 years old, wearing dark-coloured clothes, standing in the Tirah valley. It's a very open valley field with different hills surrounding it, and on these hills there are hundreds of men, most of whom are wearing white shalwar kameez. They are present around him, and this young man, with intense emotion, raises his hand and tells how between 3 and 4 in the morning an aerial attack occurred in the village in front, where apparently people were sleeping. As a result of that attack, all the people were killed. He calls them martyrs and says that only 1 or 2, a few people who were not present in the village at the time, survived. Otherwise, everyone else was either killed or injured. In the second video, I see another young man around 30 years old wearing a black or dark shirt. He looks very smart and educated. He's wearing glasses, spectacles. From his face, he appears well off. He's standing at a checkpoint where he is having a polite conversation with a soldier of the Pakistani army. He wants to go ahead. This conversation is also in Pashto. The Pakistani soldier politely tells him that he doesn't have the colonel's permission. The soldier says he will try to get permission from the colonel. He tells the young man to get permission from the colonel. In the third video, the same man who was wearing a black shirt and spectacles and had a 2-day beard who looked educated. He is holding the dead body of an infant, a very small child, and crying bitterly. And the caption below says that this was his own child. Perhaps at the time he was talking to the soldier at the checkpoint, he didn't know that his child had also died in the attack. Anyway, I told you about this video. Then I saw some comments that said ISPR, which is Inter-Services Public Relations, and GHQ, or General Headquarters, have no idea about the kind of hatred they are generating in these regions. There's a police officer named Zafar, who has been quoted in Pakistani media and also with his name in Indian newspapers. He said that bombs were dropped on 4 houses, and in these 4 houses there were 2 individuals who were making bombs. They had stored bombs there. This comment by the police officer is quite interesting, because if the police had this much information that bombs were being made and stored in these specific houses in this village, then why didn't they go directly to that house? If they had this level of information, then why didn't they arrest those individuals directly? Why was there a need to bomb 4, 5, 6 houses? Is the reason perhaps that in all these areas, meaning former FATA, Pakistan's state institutions, do not have any administrative control there? Otherwise, what's the reason you're not conducting ground operations? One interesting aspect is that neither this police officer, nor Pakistan's security institutions, nor ISPR, nor Pakistani newspapers are identifying or telling who carried out this bombing or missile or aerial attack from the sky. Whose air force was it? Was it the TTP's air force? Was it the Afghan Taliban's air force? Did India launch the attack? Was it Israel? Here it is very important to mention something which many people in Pakistan do not understand. The Israeli army is extremely brutal. There's no doubt about that. They are very brutal, very vicious. But the Israeli army has never, in the past 80 years of its history, attacked its own people. And whenever the Israeli army has attacked Palestinians, even after October 7th, they always issue a press release, and if there's heavy criticism of an attack, they also give an explanation. They say it was collateral damage. They say it was not intentional. They say it was a mistake. That wasn't our objective. In our region, a strange tradition has taken root. An attack happens. According to Pakistani newspapers, 23 people die. Indian newspaper Hindustan Times says 30 people died, but no Pakistani official institution is taking responsibility for it. No one is offering an explanation. In the past, this has happened as well. Attacks were carried out, and then it was said that we didn't carry out the attack, Quadak did, or that TTP did it. Ambassador Zalmay Khalilzad, who has been the US ambassador to both Afghanistan and Iraq. I interviewed him a few months ago. You all are familiar with his personality. Zalmay Khalilzad tweeted a Hindustan Times story and said that the attack that killed 30 people was carried out by the Pakistan Air Force. They should give an explanation. I asked him, Ambassador Zalmay Khalilzad, how do you know that this was done by the Pakistan Air Force? Couldn't it have been the Israeli Air Force? Couldn't it have been India's? Now that I'm mentioning India, Israel also came up. I did a little research because I've mentioned this several times before. You've seen in India that since 1987 to 88, a horrific and ferocious Kashmiri movement began against Indian oppression in occupied Jammu and Kashmir, which the Indian forces cracked down on very severely. But throughout this time period, from 1988 to today, if you count the 25 years of this century and 12 years of the last one, that's 37 years. Not even once has the Indian military used the Indian Air Force in Kashmir. They fought this war using small weapons, armoured and infantry units, basically foot soldiers. It wasn't an easy war, because across the border, Pakistani intelligence and military institutions were continuously supporting the Kashmiri insurgents. I did more research to understand why this was the case. I found out that the British, that is the colonial British government, had inducted air power into the subcontinent in the early 20th century. Their basic aircraft was a biplane, which had many brand names. They used them in Fatah and tribal areas of present-day Pakistan. During World War I, in the 1920s and 30s, these were used against the tribes. That tradition carried on. In the 1950s and 60s, the Indian Air Force also used aerial bombing against the Naga and Mizo insurgencies in the northeast. But after 1971, the Indian Air Force revised its doctrine. They said that while air power could be used against non-conventional elements, it should not be used. And since then, there is no documented instance of them doing so. In 2009, a proposal was again presented to the Indian Air Force chief to use air power against the Maoist insurgency. But the Indian Air Force told the Indian military high command and political leadership that air power should not be inducted. Its consequences would be disastrous. I really wish the Chief of Pakistan Air Force, who had an excellent performance on May 7th, for which he should be greatly appreciated, understands this. Yes, it's also true that not long ago he was under immense pressure due to serious corruption allegations. Some vloggers even made programs against him. I never made any such program against any officer, but I believe because of that, I can at least remind him of his responsibility. I can request the Air Marshal, the Air Chief, that if he really has courage and a spine, it doesn't take that much courage to fight India. The Pakistan Air Force is a formidable military machine which has been evolving and growing continuously since the 1950s. God willing, I will soon bring a detailed discussion and program about this. It's a formidable institution. One Air Chief's performance on May 7th cannot solely be credited to or blamed on him. It is an institution that actually requires moral courage, especially when GHQ wants to use the Air Force for its political purposes, when General Asim Munir and the Sharif oligarchy want to use it for their politics. Then, sir, you must have the moral courage to say that my institution, my Air Force, is dearly loved by the people of Pakistan from Khyber to Karachi. I don't think that the Pakistan Air Force should be involved in this kind of operation, conduct ground operations, conduct conventional warfare, but please, don't involve the Air Force in this. After all, there was once an air chief who, when General Musharraf ordered him during Kargil, when the Indian Air Force started bombing Kargil, he was told to respond. The Pakistan Air Force said, "This operation was never discussed with us. We don't consider it feasible. If we participate, this will turn into a full-scale war." The PAF flatly refused Musharraf. Today, too, the Pakistan Air Force needs courage to say, "Please do not involve us in such things. We are a national institution." Let's wait and see. There are many military Twitter accounts from Pakistan active right now. I see one, Thomas Keith, probably a colonel in ISPR. He has kept his name as Thomas Keith. His Twitter handle has become very active against India. I tried to check it just now. Every 5 or 10 minutes he posts something about Israel. Most of the information comes either from Russian, Western or Israeli sources. Doing a little research is enough. You don't need courage for that. It takes no courage to tweet against Israel while sitting in Pakistan or Turkey. In fact, what's needed is perspective. So I paid close attention. I wondered if Thomas Keith's account might have also said something about the Tirah Valley, like what planes were these? Were they ISPR planes, Afghan Talibans, TTPs, Indian, Pakistan Air Forces, military aviations? Was ISI flying planes? Was it some quadcopter? But silence. Total silence of death. All the talk is about Gaza. All the discussion is about the Palestinians. You don't need courage to raise your voice for Palestine while sitting in Pakistan. It's just a diversion. True courage is when you expose your own system, your own crimes. Because when you expose that crime, then you are called a Qadiani. You're called a kafir. You're labelled an agent of Israel, an agent of India. Your property is confiscated. Your bank accounts are frozen. Your family's life is made unbearable. You face threats every day when you raise your voice against your own system. Unlike Pakistan, thousands of Israelis, thousands of Jews raise their voices against their own system. They protest against it, they write against it, they leak against it. They publish in newspapers. They are editors. They are activists. They get beaten. They get arrested. They come out against their own system. This is the moral courage that exists among Jews but not among Muslims. This is the moral courage that Israelis have but Pakistanis lack. Whatever is happening in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa regions, most responsible for it are our people from Punjab. The people of Punjab are supposed to rise, but you are asleep. Your minds are dull. Fat has settled on you. You don't understand that all this oppression and cruelty is being done in your name. I will share more details of this with you. You know, I have seen the Pakistan Army's BAJ accounts on Twitter. They are saying these are CT operations, counter-terrorism operations basically. These are, according to them, very necessary. And, well, such collateral damage always happens in these operations. They should continue, they say. If collateral damage happens, and this is a counter-terror operation, and it is necessary, then look, Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu also says that Hamas killed 1,200 of my people in 2 or 3 days, injured thousands and took away 250 people. This is sedition, he claims. This is the root cause. Until I destroy these terrorists, there will be no solution to the problem. So, what is the difference between Netanyahu's argument and all your apologetic arguments? But actually, Netanyahu is talking nonsense. Netanyahu's policies caused Israel to face October 7th. October 7th was a political and policy failure. Dozens of opportunities, from the Oslo Accord to the period around October 7th, were wasted by Netanyahu's political selfishness, when Israeli politicians could have made peace, durable peace, and transitioned from a one-state to a two-state solution. The current situation in Fatah, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan is also the responsibility of Pakistan's political military policymakers, who are often found between Rawalpindi and Lahore. What is the argument of these hypocrites? Their argument is that the TTP, the wild groups, and the people of Fatah demand a specific type of Islam, a primitive, medieval kind of Sharia. They want a new system. They don't accept the law. We cannot give them these things within the constitution. It is against Pakistan's laws. This is all nonsense. You believe in the constitution. GHQ believes in the constitution. Did Field Marshal Ayub Khan respect the constitution? Did Yahya Khan respect the constitution? Did Ayub Khan or Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, who made the constitution and then started breaking it, respect the constitution? After that, General Zia-ul-Haq, who executed Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, did he respect the constitution? Does Nawaz Sharif respect the constitution? Did Benazir Bhutto respect the constitution? Do Supreme Court judges respect the constitution? Do High Court judges respect the constitution? Does the police respect the constitution? What about the last 3 years to end Imran Khan's government? Did you see even a molecule or an atom of the constitution there? In the last 24 hours, the argument has been that the Registrar of the Supreme Court dismissed a petition filed by 5 Islamabad High Court judges, including Justice Babar Sattar and others like Kayani, who marched to the Supreme Court seeking justice. The Registrar dismissed their petition, saying their petition for justice was not in accordance with the law or was based on personal interest, not public interest. What were these judges demanding? Justice Babar Sattar was not asking for a plot or house allotment for himself. They were saying that the Chief Justice of Islamabad High Court, Sarfraz Dogar, who was imported from Lahore, has exercised administrative control, and because of that, they cannot dispense justice. This is a big public interest matter, but their petition was rejected. They also said that the way Justice Tariq Mahmood Jahangiri was removed from the bench and cases were filed against him is unconstitutional in Pakistan. They must have written this petition carefully, but the registrar dismissed it by order from above, by the Sultan's command. Do you remember that many months ago Justice Jahangiri gave relief in some cases which led Pakistan's most sacred institution to turn against him? So this is the whole story. In the constitution, political solutions can be found for every issue in Khyber, Pakhtunkhwa, Fatah and Balochistan. In every country, when there is a will, there is a way. If not, problems are created and escalated because the criminal regime in Pakistan derives its political legitimacy from these problems. A television anchor named Shifa Yusufzai has a clip circulating on WhatsApp. In it, Hanif Abbasi, now the railway minister, who usually wore shalwar kameez, appeared in a very expensive dark suit and a yellow tie and said that Afghanistan and all Afghans are our enemies and that we did this for their sake. They hate us. They tore our flags and everything. He said he was the first person with intellectual pride to say 2 years ago that an attempt is being made to define war with Afghanistan, to find a new, continuous, sustainable enemy, to make people in Pakistan feel insecure. He said the expulsion of Afghans from Pakistan is to increase this enmity, because every ruling elite needs an external enemy to keep its people submissive and enslaved. The external enemy can be India or, in the Arab context, Islam and Muslims. It can be Arabs or Israel. When our minds become dull, we do not understand these things. I share this with you. Now, in the ongoing political developments in Pakistan, Mrs. Alima Khan, a companion of Imran Khan, brought a message from Imran Khan. She mentioned 4 key points in today's meeting. First, regarding the Toshakhana case, she said when the main witness cracked upon whose testimony the whole case was built, and when Brigadier Ahmad Mohammed Ahmad, his military secretary, and Colonel Rehan said in their testimony that everything he did was documented, the case collapsed. If the rule of law prevailed and there was no politics behind it, the Constitution should have caused the case to collapse. Secondly, she said the current situation of Pakistan's cricket is such that in 2021, Pakistan defeated India by 10 wickets. But now the situation is that for Pakistan to win a cricket match, General Asim Munir, Mohsin Naqvi, an opening batsman, and 3 umpires are required. Who are these 3 umpires? Qazi Faiza, Sarfraz Dogar, and Sultan Raja, the Pakistan Election Commission's Sikandar Sultan Raja. These 3 umpires are needed for Pakistan to win a cricket match. Regarding General Asim Munir, she said he did what he did for his tribal interests. Interestingly, immediately after, Mrs. Alima Khan said Imran Khan admits that all attempts to talk to the establishment in the last few months or years have failed. But when exactly did he try to talk to the establishment? Because in Pakistan, there is no establishment except General Asim Munir. So basically, any attempt to talk to General Asim Munir has failed. This is why people have to take to the streets to protest, and there is nothing unusual about that. On the 27th of September, a grand rally is being organised at Saf Muqam in Peshawar, and Imran Khan expects people from Punjab to also participate. He said responsibility for this event has been given to Ali Amin Gandapur and Junaid Akbar. Imran Khan knows well that Ali Amin Gandapur has many compulsions. His heart and mind are elsewhere. But Imran Khan is also compelled and cannot free himself from Ali Amin Gandapur at this stage. What will happen on the 27th of September? I think there will be negotiations between Ali Amin Gandapur and the ISI sector commander or GHQ representative in Peshawar. The commander will say no more than 10,000 people should gather. Ali Amin Gandapur will say, my leadership will be upset. Let me gather 3,000 people. In the end, they will compromise somewhere around 20,000 people, and there will be a controlled kind of rally. This is the analysis so far. Now look, if Junaid Akbar shows any courage, something may happen. Let's see. Ali Amin Gandapur made an interesting point in Imran Khan's message. He said that Saudi-Pakistan defence cooperation is affirmed and supported. He said Pakistan should have international linkages. This is logical and makes sense, that Pakistan should have links with the world and leverage in international relations. But what Mrs. Alima Khan quoted next is a bit difficult to digest. She said that protecting the holy and sacred places is every Pakistani's duty, responsibility and pride. Imran Khan is, of course, a politician, and politicians have to say such things because their people believe in these things. But analysing this, we know very well that whether Pakistan has a defence pact with Saudi Arabia or the US collective defence from 1945 till now with Saudi Arabia, these have nothing to do with defending the holy sites. These relate to the defence of the monarchy and kingship in the Middle East. This defence is against the people and Muslims of the Middle East, whom they fear. This fear is not of Israel. Israel and the Arab monarchies share a mutual and common interest. Israel also wants the monarchies to continue, because if monarchies or dictatorships fall, people's governments will come, which will be more against Israel, especially in alliance with Iran. This is the kind of problem they face. This is why, after the Arab Spring, the government of Mohammed Morsi in Egypt had 2 main enemies, Saudi Arabia and Israel, because that government was seen as a threat. I hope many people understand these nuanced points. Politicians have to say such things, but we should listen with one ear and let it pass through the other. There are many other developments today. France and Saudi Arabia launched an initiative at the United Nations General Assembly for a peaceful settlement of the Palestinian question. Earlier, the phrase used was the Jewish question in the early 20th century. This peaceful settlement of the Palestinian question is being debated now. This is an initiative of France and Saudi Arabia. I will share its details in the next vlog. At the same time, Donald Trump has taken two initiatives, one regarding OPT, optional practical training that foreign students do, on whose income tax, Social Security and Medicare have been levied. But the bigger issue is that a senator has introduced a bill stating that American companies using offshore services and sending money outside to India, Pakistan or anywhere should pay 25% tax. This is a very serious and significant matter. Right now, it is being viewed in the context of India. Details are yet to emerge and there will be a debate. But it will also affect Pakistani businesses, just like Indian businesses, which operate their back-ends in Lahore, Karachi, Faisalabad. That wraps up our translation of Moeed Pirzada's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.